What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Thankfully, we are at the end. This is the last, I guess, I'm assuming this is the last episode of the R. Kelly, The Reckoning situation. And so this last episode dealt a lot with the parents. And I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth and get into all of that. A lot of this information in this episode we saw in the first documentary. The updated stuff really just got into the fact that he was arrested. The Gayle King interview. The Clarys, they spoke to Joycelyn, and she basically told him, "Look, I'm good. Just stop." The other parents of Azriel, we got a chance, because now the one thing that Azriel said in that Gayle King interview, she was like that she didn't want to sing. Her parents made her sing, and I never believed that. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't believe that. Because if you guys, now, we know that the situation with Joycelyn, again, I'm not going to get into all of her parents this and her parents that or whatever. But we know that fake Twitter pages and fake Patreons and stuff were started. But Azriel actually does have social media. She is actually on social media now. And Azriel has been singing on her social media. So what that says to me is, no, you do enjoy singing. Singing is something you wanted to do, because the minute you had access to social media, again, now that this man is in jail, what have you been doing? Singing. She sang Christmas songs a few weeks ago. Recently, they showed her moving into a home. Now, from my understanding, and this is all based on stuff through the media, so you don't know what's what and who's who. Azriel was R. Kelly's favorite, and Azriel was actually on the list to visit him in jail. However, Azriel wasn't visiting him in jail. Joycelyn wanted to visit him in jail, but Joycelyn wasn't on the list. So I don't know if that's true or not, and I don't really care at this point. What I'm going to say is this. At this point in time, R. Kelly probably is never getting out of jail again. I mean, barring some major whatever. Because that's the other thing they brought up. They were like, this man is facing so many charges in so many jurisdictions, and he's facing federal time. It's just, that's not to say he will be convicted of every single charge, but something got to stick. It's like they went from one extreme to the other. They went from nobody wanting to do anything to, oh shit, we all got to do something. And so he's being charged with so much stuff at this point. I don't know if this man will ever. And it seems like every time we look up, he's being charged with something else in a different jurisdiction. As of right now, I know he has charges in Georgia, New York, and Illinois. I'm not sure about Florida, but we also know that there are some federal charges. So, regardless of whether this man was in jail or not, at this point, what I would say to the parents, and I know this is coming from the outside looking in, and I know that I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not anybody's parent in this connected to this situation. You have made it very clear that you love your children. You are here for your children. You will accept your children whenever they decide to come back. You've got to let them come to you. And that goes for Azriel as well as Joycelyn. Because, see, they have doubled and tripled down on this situation. Regardless of whether they were forced to or not. Regardless of whether that man was telling them. I mean, we saw the footage of Joycelyn and the man in the background doing this. We saw when they were on Gayle King and him clearing his throat. So we know that control is there. We know, like that. I don't think anybody is arguing that at this point, but I do think that the point is you've got to let them come home. And the more y'all try to force it, I think the more you are closing that door. If you just, at this point, because I'm going to say this, people can say what they want to say about Joycelyn's parents. Y'all could call them whatever y'all want, opportunists, whatever. There have been some really nasty things said about them, and I don't know what's true and what isn't. But what I will say is, they were I will say, outside of the Lifetime documentary, I will say they got this ball rolling. Because honestly, we have been hearing for years about R. Kelly, right? Everybody had heard the rumors, the jokes, whatever. But when those parents started having those press conferences talking about their children or their child was in a sex cult, that brought a whole lot of stuff back to the forefront. And even though they came out and denied it, but the story, it seemed like from that point to where we are now, it seemed like it really got this ball rolling. It really, to me, and y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments if y'all feel differently. But I feel like, and especially after looking at this documentary, you saw how many women went to the authorities and nothing was done. It wasn't until these parents had that press conference and said that their daughter was in a sex cult. Because I remember when the story broke, and I remember thinking, a sex cult? But then the more and more they talked, and you started realizing they haven't seen their daughter in 3 years. Their child won't call home. Missing funerals, missing weddings, missing birthdays. Like something ain't right. And then you started hearing more and more of these stories. Who calling me? Then you started hearing more and more of these stories. In my opinion, I feel like you guys are gonna have to stop. R. Kelly is in jail now. Not really sure how these women are making it financially. Azriel, like I said, Azriel just showed herself moving into a new home. That doesn't mean she bought the house. It means she moved into the house. But we know that they're not in Trump Tower anymore. What you have to do is just leave the door open and let them come to you. And I know that that's going to be hard. And they may not. But the more and more y'all go on TV, the more and more you try to ambush them coming out of the apartment, going into the apartment, showing up at the courthouse, hoping to get it. You're not going to get through to them like that. The one mother, of Azriel's mother, she somehow got her way on stage at an R. Kelly show and tried to grab her daughter off the stage. Like, I get it that y'all are desperate. I understand that, like, that. But did you really think that was going? How did you really think that was going to work out? Now, the media has footage of you on stage dancing to an R. Kelly song and the R. Kelly's music. Regardless of what your intentions were, what are they going to say? Ooh, look at her. She was on stage at the R. Kelly show. I'm sure you guys have talked to somebody about Stockholm Syndrome, and you understand what it is, and you understand how it works. And I hope that in the midst of you guys talking to somebody and studying with somebody and understanding what that means, I hope that they explain to you how it's broken. You know, but you can't, like Azriel's father said, she's grown. I can't make her do anything. She's grown. And for all of these people who want to blame the parents, could better decisions have been made in some cases? Sure, I'm sure. But for y'all to really feel like these people consciously made a conscious decision to sell their children to this man, I think you need to reevaluate how cynical you are. Do I think that they probably wanted their children to be stars? Sure. Did maybe they make some bad decisions in the effort of giving their child an opportunity to be a star? Sure. Sure. Were the rumors already out there about R. Kelly and would make you kind of give the side eye like, yeah, sure. Yeah. But in Joycelyn's case, she was in college. She left school. Her parents thought they had gotten her away from him. Sent her to school, told her, forget about this man. We'll figure out another way. They look up. She done cleaned out her dorm room. She gone. Azriel's father, parents, she lied to them. How many of y'all lied to y'all parents about an older boy growing up? And y'all lied to y'all parents about the older boy working at the McDonald's. Y'all ain't lied to y'all parents about an older superstar that's a millionaire that you want to be a singer and he's promising you that he's going to make it happen. You saw what happened with Aaliyah. Okay, you know about the rumors and all of that. But this man is telling you all the things you want to hear on top of, I'm going to make you a star. They lied to their parents. Their parents, you know, so I'm not gonna condemn these people. I'm not getting into all the specifics and the ins and the outs of every move that was made, but I'm not gonna condemn them and say these people were consciously trying to sell their children. I'm not gonna accept that. I'm not gonna go down that road. I think it's sad that Azriel's parents are now separated or divorced because they blamed each other and they were never able to really process what happened with Azriel. And that might be another thing. Her seeing that on the documentary may not help, because then she'd think, wow, I caused my parents divorce. The mother didn't even do a follow-up for part 2, which kind of should tell you something there. Azriel, and what we found out was Azriel in the past tried to commit suicide. Now, her version of the story was that she tried to commit suicide because she didn't want to sing and her parents wouldn't listen to her, and that was her only way she could get out of singing. Everybody else said she tried to commit suicide over a broken relationship. So, there's what did disturb me, and then I'm going to be done with this whole situation. What did disturb me was at the end of the documentary where they talked to a lot of the victims, and it sounded almost as if these women were excusing R. Kelly or defending R. Kelly. And I'm thinking, we went through all of this for you to end the documentary with these women saying, I still love him. I still love the man he was. I still love the man, the child inside of him, the broken child inside of him. That's not what I wanted to hear at the end of this daggone documentary. Now, I mean, some of the other victims were like, nah, hell nah, he needed to rot in hell. But I don't feel like we needed to hear any of that. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all let me know. Anyway, that is R. Kelly, The Reckoning, Part 2. I'm pretty certain we're done with this. I don't know much more that we can learn other than he going to jail. Let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.